Okay, so we're trying to convert rotations per minute, or RPMs, to radians per second. So our angular velocity SI unit is radians per second, but rotations per minute are a very common unit to see in real life. So then we're going to take that rotation rate in radians per second and apply it to this problem of finding tangential velocity. Here I said tangential speed, which is kind of incorrect to say it that way. So tangential velocity, here I should have said magnitude of the tangential velocity. And centripetal acceleration at a point on the edge of the disk. So 2,500 RPMs, this is just unit analysis stuff. So 2,500 rotations per minute. I want to get seconds down there, so I'm going to go 1 minute for every 60 seconds. And then I need to convert rotations to radians. So there's 2 pi radians in every 1 full rotation. So I have 2 pi radians per rotation. And that's it. I'm going to multiply 2,500 times 2 pi. And then divide by 60 seconds. And I get 262 if I use 3 sig figs. All right, and then the symbol that we use for this in physics is a lowercase omega. And it's called angular velocity. Normally we're just talking about its magnitude, and then it's called angular speed. So I have this disk. It's a flywheel rotating at 2,500 RPMs, but I'm going to say omega equals 262 radians per second. And I'm looking out here on the edge of it. So you can imagine that there's just a spot of paint on the edge of this rotating disc, and that's what we're tracking. So that spot of paint has a speed, and that speed is or I should say a velocity, and the velocity is tangential. At the same time, we know that to move in, or to move on a circular path with a constant speed, the acceleration must point to the center of curvature. So you can view this just as a geometrical fact. If you want to bend the path of an object moving with the speed of v into a circle of radius r, it must be accelerating toward the center of curvature with a magnitude of v squared over r. I can't prove this without using calculus, and I'll post a link to that video for those of you who are taking calculus as well. All right, I might want to put a vector hat on these, I suppose, because they are vectors. Okay, so the tangential speed, I should say the magnitude of the tangential velocity. We use this little formula, v equals r omega, and as long as you have omega, the angular speed, in the correct units, then you're ready to go with this. I was told that the radius of the disk was 25 centimeters, so 0.25 meters. Angular velocity, 262 radians per second. And this is a really good reminder that radians are actually unitless. So when I see, so I actually prefer to write them when I'm talking about angular velocity because it helps my intuition. Like 2 pi radians per second would be 1 rotation per second. But they are technically unitless, so you can disappear them whenever you like, and I have meters per second coming out of this. So I get 65.5 meters per second. Okay, then the centripetal acceleration. There's no problem just using the formula a equals v squared over r here. There are other ways of writing down the centripetal acceleration. You can write it down in terms of period, and sometimes that's the most convenient. You can also write it down in terms of angular velocity, and sometimes that's the most convenient. But this time we have v, so let's just go ahead. Let's have AC. It's v squared over r, and that's 65.5 meters per second, all squared, divided by 0.25. I'll just round to 3 sig figs, and I get 17,200 meters per second squared.